Okay, so this is the video about um, charting out the details of the calendars. And past video I've showed the data of the chart, but right now this time is different because we're straight on to the dates and the charting out of the dates. And the way it works is that it is expanding the God's clock into a more extensive way of a chart where soon in coming videos where they will have relationships established between the dates, and we see markers everywhere, and this chart is mainly purposed for charting out the dates where we could highlight the markers, whether they're from years past or in the future. And through these markers there are different types of relationships established and operations, but this video is not up to that stage yet, but it is about having connection and expanding a single date into multiple perspectives, and where you will better see that actually a single time frame could connect to so much other dates where for instance, the 9/11 attack, that is one type of operation where it is a set reference where we could link that up to different markers and even the current period that we're in, and therefore there are a lot of or sometimes when we're on a single date where it is just not plainly it's that date, because the chart is there to convert, and what I mean by converting, so here is the chart, and this is a section mirroring the years, and I started off mirroring the years. I explained about the clockwork before, but we are to start mirroring the years first, then we mirror the months, and they all use the same method, and the method is how the clock equalize different direction of the months and the years together into separate families, where there are 3 families in total, and if we see it without misalignment, we will be able to see that the first family is 1 equal as 4 to 7 and 10. That means that it's actually pointing to either Nissan to Tamas to Tishrei to Tevet in a Jewish way of saying. In the Gregorian way of saying is January to April to July to October, and they're in the same family. The second family is February being equalized with May, August and November, or you could say Leo to Av to Shizvan to Shivet. And the third one would be March with June, September and December, which is Sivan, Elul, Kislev and Adar. And so that is how the calendars mirror based on 2016 to 2017 that runs simultaneously, as what I've explained before in a past video. Just everything based on those 2 years, and start mirroring between the Gregorian and Jewish calendars together. But in a later video, like in a series, I will be exploring a method that's vice versa as well. So that means that to have everything based on the Gregorian calendars, it could also be swapped around and based on a Jewish calendar instead of the Gregorian calendar, and it means that everything to based on. So what I see so far is the Jewish year 5776 to 5777 that run together simultaneously, and so that's pretty similar to 2016 and 2017 that run simultaneously as well, because both years are perfectly sabbatical. They are sabbatical codes because those 2 set of years together, they are a transition code, and it is not to be just seen as what it is. It could also be seen as what I mentioned before. It's 777 to 47, and that is a sabbatical code, and that is very important because it is directly related to the transformation and the rapture and the bride. Even though this chart, I wanted to say is that it's not completely about the rapture. It's about relationship, markers, and it's about the first call, which I explained before, but we'll go on to that soon. But anyways, with this 2016 and 2017 are the core years. And so right now it means that there are 3 columns per year, and why I need to do threefold, like why not Jewish calendar only, because we have to see the scriptures there were two people, Enoch and Elijah, who were taken to heaven without dying. They were transformed, and that was exactly the pattern that the bride will go through. And because of that, and interestingly, that both Enoch and Elijah, they have their own calendars. And that's why we have to use not only the Jewish calendar, but also Enoch and Elijah. And you can see throughout the scriptures, there are a lot of threes that happen a lot. For instance, 3 days of burial, 3 days of blindness that Saul had, 3 days of darkness that Jonah had, and there are indeed a lot of threes, so there is no surprise to see that it's not only Jewish calendar to be used. And the one thing that I want to stress out is the Enos calendar. The Enos calendar is the father of time, and that means that it is very, very important to reference that most of the time. But right now, these columns are charting those two core years, Jewish, Enoch and Elijah, and next one is 2015 and 2018, and they are the neighbor years. And you could download a chart on your website where for more details. But for now, the yellow coding of the titles, they are actually coming from 2017. And why I need to highlight that, because right now we're in 2017, so I think that's important to set a difference between a year that passed already and a year that's current. And perhaps there is indeed parties to be considered through the year that we're in. But I'm not gonna go further into this yet. The next section is 2013 and 2019, and this is coming from the 2016 column. And so this is mirroring the years, and this is mirroring the years backward and forward. 2013 is the backward year of 2016, which they are equalized, and that is very important to see that when they're equalized, it means that a single date could be expanded into more dates as well. And that is very important to line up with markers. That is, I believe, explain before, it's the main purpose of this chart. And 2019 is the forward year of 2016, and going forward to another section is 2014 and 2020, that belongs to 2017, and back here, that is beyond a quadrant mirroring of the years, and that means that here 2001, 2004, 2007, 2010 belong to 2016. They well, the name of that is actually the secondary mirrored years. The one before that, the closest within the quadrant apart, is called the primary mirrored years. And so moving forward to the yellow section that's belonging to 2017, so it's 2002, 2005, 2008, and 2011. That is, they're all equalized with the year 2017 because they're in the same family on the clock. And so moving forward, right now this is a new section. So this is mirroring the months right now. This part. So this is going backward, and it's mirroring the months. Mirroring the months of the mirrored years. And so they're the short forms. So this mirroring the months backward. So it just goes through the same method as what was did with the past section, and this actually means that it's expanding more, and we could see more, like with a single date. And if this is confusing, then in the video soon it will become clear as to what I mean. But this is going through the same thing with the same years, but it's just going backward. So what it means by going backward, it means that because it's charting out the entire year from January to December based on Gregorian conversion. So it starts on January. So if it goes backward, then it's starting off October of the year before. So that means going backward. So moving on to another new section, it's forward. And going forward, it's also the same thing. It's mirroring forward of the months of those mirrored years, and it's the same thing, but it's going forward. And right now, starting of January, it means that it is also starting of April at the same time. This is the Gregorian one, and it also converts to 3 different dates of the Jewish, Enoch, and Elijah. And when they have different dates, it's not to confuse you, but there is a way to see relationships. But what I believe is that we should be guided by the markers, because there are a lot of dates, and so markers, for instance, there was a supermoon back in 2016, the 14th of November. That is a marker. We could call that a marker. And there are a lot of markers, but well, for instance, like the peace agreement as well, that like took effect on November the 4th. Is that what I remember? But whatever that is, I will like go through into details in like in future videos about it. But for now, this is going forward, and another new section is going half turn. What it means by going half turn is mirroring months half turn. So I actually, because if you look onto the clock, when an hour like is equalized with the hours backward and forward, the hour at its half turn, which means 180 degrees turn of that hour, will have the same identity, because when going forward and backward, it will also have the same results. And that means that it actually creates a cross of well, for instance, 3, 6, 9, and 12. So it is a cross, and ironically there are 3 crosses of 3 families. And so this method is possibly considered as minor compared to the major methods of going forward and backward, but that's, I believe, still makes a lot of sense. So, and there'll be more coming up. There'll be more like details that are going to be added to the chart. But so anyways, I'm going to cut up here. Thank you.